In thrilling news this season, Red Bull's Max Verstappen has achieved an incredible feat by becoming a three-time world champion. This remarkable achievement has come to fruition despite 5 races still remaining in the season, as Verstappen accumulated an impressive 433 points. His latest triumph at the Qatar Grand Prix, where he secured the first-place position, solidified his championship status once again.
Max Verstappen wins the Qatar Grand Prix,
sending a wave of enthusiasm and excitement amongst the fans. So without further ado, let's head straight to the man of the hour and the subject of today's video, Max Verstappen. The most remarkable element is Verstappen's dominance this season, with 14 victories out of the 17 races held so far. This exceptional performance has extended his championship winning streak to 3 consecutive years. With that level of dominance, Verstappen has totaled 433 championship points with 5 races left, while his teammate Sergio Perez is second in the standings at 224 points. Verstappen is outscoring every other team on the grid by himself, having clinched both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships in one go, and he says, "I have achieved more than I could ever have dreamed of. So I am living the moment. It's already way more than I thought I could achieve. It's perfect." But that's not the only milestone in Formula One that Max has secured during the Qatar Grand Prix weekend, further solidifying his remarkable campaign. As a Red Bull driver, Verstappen accomplished an extraordinary feat by leading a total of 769 laps throughout the year, setting a brand new record in the history of Formula One. This record was previously held by Sebastian Vettel, who attained it at the conclusion of the 2013 season, marking his final championship-winning year in F1. Despite a relatively even start to the season, Verstappen managed to decisively outclass his primary contender, his Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez. Checo has been consistently unable to match Verstappen in qualifying and race pace, with Perez trailing by 209 points. The sprint race at the Qatar Grand Prix was an unusually hectic affair, filled with safety cars, dramatic passes, and clashes. It was won by Oscar Piastri, the McLaren rookie, marking his first F1 victory. However, Verstappen knew what was required, coming back from 5th place after a slow start to claim 2nd. Despite the lack of a celebratory podium ceremony to recognize his championship win, Verstappen celebrated with deserved abandon, leaping into the arms of his team from his car. Yet, the championship was secured after a sprint race, which led to a somewhat anticlimactic conclusion. But let's bring our focus on Verstappen and his mind-blowing performance on the track. In 2021, there were question marks over his first title due to the controversy in Abu Dhabi. And similarly, in 2022, Red Bull broke the cost cap for his 2nd championship. In 2023, he has been completely in control all year and has not allowed so much as a glimmer of hope to anyone on the grid. "This one is the best one," he said. "The first one was the most emotional one. That is when your dreams are fulfilled in F1, but this one has been my best year. The consecutive wins. The car has been in the best shape. This one I'm the most proud of." Reflecting on the season, there have been numerous standout moments, with the Dutch national anthem not playing after a race on only 3 occasions. Red Bull started the year with a penalty after being hit with a $7 million fine, along with having to forfeit 10% of their aerodynamic development allowance after breaching the 2021 cost cap. But after F1's pre-season, it was evident that Red Bull had engineered something extraordinary with their car. After 4 races, Red Bull's drivers were tied at 2, with Verstappen emerging victorious in Bahrain and Australia, and Perez claiming wins in Saudi Arabia and Azerbaijan. The race in Baku's popular street circuit marked a significant moment when Verstappen narrowly avoided a brush with the wall after being pushed wide by Russell during that race. Perez won the subsequent Grand Prix, and Verstappen's chances of victory were hampered by the timing of a safety car. It looked as if Checo might pose a challenge to Verstappen before the crashes and declining form that would define Perez's season. While Perez appeared to be cruising to 1st place, Verstappen was busy exploring various settings and modes using the numerous buttons on the steering wheel, essentially fine-tuning his approach on the fly. From an outsider's perspective, it seemed like Verstappen was struggling to get his car under control, but in reality, he pointed to the Baku race as the pivotal turning point of his season. "It's not like I suddenly turned the car upside down, but little details can make the difference. It was when I was behind after the pit stop with the safety car, of course, I knew that it was going to be very hard to pass. I was trying a lot of things. Some worked, that's why it was a bit of an up and down stint. Verstappen's impromptu adjustments paid off handsomely. What followed after Baku was an unprecedented string of victories, 10 in a row, from the Miami Grand Prix in early May to the Italian Grand Prix in early September. The Baku race showed that while having a fast car is a crucial element in winning a championship, the subtle human touches are what separate the great from the good. Verstappen's learnings from Baku would become the cornerstone of his performance in the Miami race, where Perez claimed a well-received pole position, while Verstappen had to start further down the grid in 9th due to a red flag. But once the race started, Perez struggled to match Verstappen's pace, who he swiftly maneuvered through the field despite maintaining the same set of tyres for most of the 57-lap race. Miami marked the beginning of Verstappen's legendary winning streak, while Monaco foreshadowed the challenges Perez would face. Given the title of Street King for his past street circuit victories, Perez suffered a substantial crash. In the final moments of the qualifying session, it seemed that Fernando Alonso would finally return to the front of the grid for the first time since 2012. But Verstappen had other plans. He pushed the limits in the final sector and managed to seize pole position from Alonso. The race itself showcased Verstappen's mastery of changing conditions, and he continued to win from pole position in the subsequent 4 races: Spain, Canada, Austria, and Britain, solidifying his grip on the championship lead. He also outperformed Lewis Hamilton at the Hungarian Grand Prix, passing him into turn 1 and then pulling away for the victory. 2 of Verstappen's most dominant performances occurred on either side of the summer break. In Belgium, his home country, he showcased an entirely different level of performance. Despite an engine penalty dropping him to 6th on the grid, Verstappen rapidly advanced through the field and overtook Perez on lap 16 to seize the race lead. At Zandvoort, he was half a second faster than the next quickest car in qualifying. Despite the race being bookended by heavy rain showers, Verstappen remained composed under pressure. The contrast between the Verstappen who won the 2021 title and the one who clinched it in 2023 was glaringly evident, particularly during the battle against the Ferraris at the Italian Grand Prix, which marked his 10th consecutive win. Early in his career, Verstappen earned the moniker Mad Max for his impulsive and sometimes reckless aggression on the track. However, in 2023, Verstappen had matured into a more patient driver who chose his battles wisely and reserved his aggression for most critical moments. Red Bull's unbeaten season came to an end in Singapore, where Verstappen finished 5th behind Carlos Sainz and Ferrari. Although Red Bull downplayed the significance of a perfect season, Christian Horner later revealed about their match. He was properly fired up. He made it clear and said that he wanted to win the race in Japan by 20 seconds. In the Japan race that followed, Verstappen won with only a fraction of a second to spare, and this win in Japan essentially secured his title in Qatar, making it a mere formality. While Monaco's qualifying had been exquisite, Verstappen's approach to the initial corners of Suzuka's renowned circuit was simply breathtaking. With his 3rd championship secured, Max Verstappen has joined the ranks of Ayrton Senna, Jack Brabham, Sir Jackie Stewart, Niki Lauda, and Nelson Piquet. He shared, "It's something I never thought was possible to be in that list." When you see those names, it's incredible what these people have achieved. And now you are alongside them. It's an amazing feeling. The 2023 season will surely be etched in the annals of Formula One history as one of Verstappen's finest years. Now, the Formula One action moves to the US Grand Prix in Austin, and on the horizon is the highly anticipated Las Vegas Grand Prix. Don't miss out on the excitement. Subscribe, like, and stay tuned for all the Formula One action and updates on our YouTube channel.